I'm on the Huon River, about 6 kilometres up from the Huonville Bridge. I've come upstream on a low tide changing to a high tide. It took me 2 hours to paddle to this little island that I'm standing on. It's in the middle of the first rapids that you meet as you head up the river towards Judbury. The island itself is normally twice this size, but because there's so much flow of water, there's not much of it poking above the water today, so there's rapids each side of the island. This is probably 3 times the width of what it normally would be, and it's whooshing through. I know there's logs in there to hit that you can see when the water's down, so it'd be a bit treacherous to paddle through that with the water rushing through like it is. I was waiting to film the jet boat come through, but I don't think they've got any trips today. It must be a quiet Saturday for them, so I had my camera, this other camera, on a tripod set up here near my kayak. That's looking up towards Judbury. Judbury's probably about 8 kilometres up there, and you can paddle from Judbury to Huonville. It takes about 3 hours, but this time of the year it's a little bit too treacherous because of the amount of flow down this river. There's 2 or 3 really scary rapids. One is in particular is near Glen Huon, where there's great big pressure waves, and the river takes a turn around the corner and you can be spat out of the kayak and washed away pretty easily. So that's looking towards Judbury, and the water goes this side of the island as well, really flowing through quite quickly, but wider, so not as treacherous to paddle through perhaps. And then we're looking right back down towards Huonville, which is down that way, and it's quite tidal. It's even tidal to here. This is fairly tidal, but the flow is so strong, being fed by probably melting snow coming from up near Lake St Clair in the Midlands. So there's a lot of melting snow coming down, and panning around. There I am. That's where. And there we are, looking back down towards Huonville. It's something after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It won't take me 2 hours to paddle back. And I would think it should take less than probably an hour and a half, because the flow is so damn strong that I'll probably be able to just cruise for a lot of the trip, so that'll be nice. It was really quite difficult paddling against this. It's the last several hundred metres probably to that bend in the river down there. I really struggled. I love coming here. I come here quite regularly. You've got to pick your tide. You've got to leave on a high tide, otherwise the flow and the outward going tide would be way too much to paddle against. Beautiful little island, looking around. Spring blossoms in those wattles. Really lovely area. Love coming here. Hope you've enjoyed this little film. Thank you very much.